Hey, babyface mafia. Um, if you're wondering why this is being done in the dark, we're doing a story time kind of about La Llorona. Y'all have asked for this video. Y'all said like it's what like y'all would prefer to watch or something that you guys would like to watch, so I'm gonna do it for you. And we're gonna start off with what I know and like what I've heard about her. And then I'm gonna read what I got off the internet to you guys. So we're gonna start off with what I know, and what I know is that let me put this back. What I know is that she was like the prettiest girl in her little city in Mexico, and like every guy wanted her, you know. But she fell in love with this one man, and you know she had her family with him. She had 2 sons, and her husband eventually got a job, but it was traveling. So he had to go and come. And while he was doing that, because he wasn't with her every day, I think like he lost his love for her. Like he didn't feel the same for her. But he would only come back because he loved his children. I'm so scared. Like I don't want to turn around and look behind me. I'm fucking scared. Y'all, I don't do this. I'm scared out of my freaking brain. I'm scared. Um, so move, stupid bug. Y'all, that's a different story. We're gonna tell you about that in a minute. Okay, so he would only come to see his sons, right? And one day, whenever he came back, I'm so fucking scared, y'all. I have the chills. Oh my gosh. So one day, whenever he came back, he only came to see his sons, right? He wouldn't spend time with Maria. Maria is her name. And, well, she caught him cheating on her one day. And he was in the woods with this female, and she was prettier than her, you know, like, I guess, like, she was prettier than her. I mean, I don't know what else to say to that. And, she just felt like she wasn't enough or whatever. So, she knew that her sons were the only 2 things that her husband loved the most. Yeah, I got chills. Oh my fucking gosh. So one day, oh my fucking, this is so uncomfortable. So she took his 2 sons to a river or a lake. I think it was in like a, I'm not gonna say San Diego Lake. I'm not 100% sure, but whenever I read off where it's from, like obviously the name of the lake will be in there. So like she took them to like a river or a lake, and she drowned them. And the next day, she was found there herself. And so she had to, obviously, whenever she passed away, she was trying to go up to heaven. But she couldn't because God didn't, like, wasn't forgiving her for what she had done. She drowned her own kids. Like, how could you do that, right? So still to this day, it is believed that she has not been accepted into heaven because she has to find the souls of her two sons that she drowned. And until she does that, she will not be accepted into heaven, into the afterlife, basically. So she is stuck in between two worlds. And that's why people have claimed like they've seen her, they've heard her weeping sound, because La Llorona is like for the weeping woman, is basically what it means. So yeah, now I'm gonna read off what I have right here on my computer. Let me move this over here. Okay, don't mind my teddy bear or my big ass thumb that's in the way. Okay, so La Llorona is Spanish for the weeping woman, and it has been a part of the Hispanic culture since the 16th century. Okay, so in Latin American folklore, specifically Mexican, La Llorona, the wailing woman or the crier, is an oral legend about the ghost of a woman who steals children to drown them. Is that my hair? Yes, that's my hair. Guys, I'm fucking scared. There are multiple variations of this, as it is common oral traditions. The lore states that a woman was unloved by her husband, and her husband loved their sons instead of her. She caught her husband with another woman and drowned her sons in a river. Out of grief and anger, she then drowned herself. She was refused entry to heaven until she found the souls of her two sons. She cries and wails and takes children and drowns them in the river. She and her sons drowned in. The legend represents La Llorona as a person or ghost. In one variation, the lore states that after giving birth to the two raising sons, an aging wife felt that her husband fell out of love with her and only loved their sons. After catching her husband cheating on her with a younger woman, she was consumed by grief and anger. So she drowned her sons in a river to punish her husband, then drowned herself as well because of what she had done. She was tricked by a demon that told her her son's soul were lost, but she would be granted entry to heaven if she found their souls and brought them to heaven, where they belonged. The demon knew that the son's souls were in heaven, so that woman would be stuck in the land of the living trying to find her sons forever. Crying constantly for the sin she committed, after having spent a long time without finding her sons, her grief and her desperation to just be able to die and be at peace caused her to start taking other souls by drowning them. In another variation, in a rural village in Mexico, there lived a beautiful young woman named Maria. She came from a poor family but was known around her village for her beauty and grace. One day, an extremely wealthy nobleman was riding through her village and stopped in his tracks. Remember, this was back in like the 60s, like it was a long time ago. He had traveled all over the world and had never seen anyone as beautiful as Maria. He was mesmerized by her. He knew that he had to win her heart. Maria was easily charmed by him and was charmed, pinche mosca, and was charmed by him, and he was charmed by her. Muévete, güey. By her beauty. So when he proposed to her, she immediately accepted. Eventually, the two got married, and Maria gave birth to two sons. Her husband was always traveling, and he stopped spending time with his family. When he came home, he only paid attention to the children, and as time passed, Maria could tell that her husband was falling out of love with her, because she was getting old. One day, he returned to the village with the younger woman, and bid his children farewell, ignoring Maria. Maria, angry and hurt, took her children to a river and drowned them in a blind rage. She realized what she had done and searched for them, but the river had already carried them away. Days later, her husband came back and asked about the children, but Maria started weeping and said that she had drowned them. Her husband was furious and said that she couldn't be with him unless she found their children. She drowned herself, knowing what she had done. Now she spends eternity looking for her lost children in hell. She is always heard weeping for her children, earning her the name La Llorona, which means the weeping woman. It is said that if you hear her crying, you are to run the opposite way. If you hear her cries, they should bring moisture or even death, misfortune or even death. Many parents in Latin America use this story to scare their children from staying out too late. La Llorona kidnaps wandering children, at night, mistaking them for her own. She begs God/heaven for forgiveness, but in order for her to go, she needs to find her children. It says that she drowns the children and kidnaps. She kidnaps hoping she finds her kids. People who claim to have seen her say she appears at night or in the late evening by rivers or lakes wearing a white gown with a veil. Some believe that who hear the wails of La Llorona are marked for death or misfortune, similar to the Gaelic legend. Among her wails, she is noted as cry. She translates, "O my children, O my sons." It is also said that she cries. I'm not gonna repeat the song because my grandma has told me, like, if you sing the songs of like old legends like this, like, they can hear, like, whenever people sing their songs, because like they're trying to like bring them back from wherever they are, or like that you're trying to intimidate them or you're trying to like make fun of them or whatever. So I'm not gonna like sing that. So I'm gonna skip that part, and it just says she cries out blank whatever she cries out. If you want to find out whatever she says or whatever whenever she's crying, you can easily look it up. And it translates into what it says. She escapes the bottom of the rivers and lakes, searching for her sons. It is said that when she wails the near, sound near, she is actually far, and when she sounds distant, she is actually near. And that's the end of the story. But it does say that it is known throughout the Latin American, including Mexico, Central and South America. And it is also sometimes identified with La Malinche, the Nuja woman who served as Hernan Cortes, interpreter, mistress who bore his children. And I'm gonna say that's it for the rest of this, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want another one of these folklores or something that is like paranormal, I guess you could say, let me know, and I will totally do it for you. Like, for real, leave it down in the comments below. And I'm sorry, like, it took me 2 days to get this for you guys. Honestly, like, yeah, last night whenever I said I was gonna have it uploaded, my nephews were sleeping over, so I couldn't do it because like they were being extra loud and I fell asleep before they fell asleep, so that didn't work out. But my makeup is like full blown done because I posted on my snap a picture and I asked like if I should try it out, and people were like, yeah, so I did it. If y'all want a tutorial on this look, move, freaking bear, taking my spotlight. But if y'all want like a full look, I mean not a full look, a full tutorial on this look, let me know. Yes, I am paranoid now, that's why I'm looking around. And if y'all want like another video like this, obviously let me know. And put it down in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed again. And yeah, I'm gonna say that's it for this video. Bye.